The ancient city of Teotihuacan was one of the most influential in pre-Columbian America. But who were the people who built it, and where did they go? It all started around 100 BC when a small settlement was founded in the Valley of Mexico. Over the next few centuries, it grew into a major city, controlling trade routes and becoming a cultural and economic hub. But the people who lived there didn't call themselves Teotihuacanos. That name was given to them by the Aztecs after they conquered the city in 1325. The people who actually lived there came from a variety of Mesoamerican cultures, including the Nahuas, the Otomis, and the Xixcas, and they spoke a language called Nahuatl, which is still spoken in Mexico today. But despite the fact that the city was home to a melting pot of people, it was incredibly homogeneous. There were virtually no social classes, and everyone seemed to be equal. This was a stark contrast to the other major Mesoamerican cities of the time, such as Tikal and Palenque, which were ruled by kings and often had huge temples and palaces. But what makes Teotihuacan so mysterious is that we don't know much about it at all. We have no written records from the city itself, and very few artifacts. And that's because the people of Teotihuacan did not keep written records or make many objects out of stone. Instead, they passed down their history through storytellers and created works of art out of things like wood and cloth, which obviously don't last as long as stone. In fact, we know very little about the city's early history, its culture, its economy, its religion, or even how it functioned. The only reason we know anything at all is because of the Aztecs. When they conquered the city, they took over its palaces and temples and used them for their own religious ceremonies. So some of the buildings were converted to serve the Aztec gods, and some of the old artwork was destroyed. If not for this, we might know even less about the city today. But it wasn't until the 19th century that the site was rediscovered and excavations began. Since then, archaeologists have found a lot of interesting things, like this huge pyramid, which is the second largest in Mexico. But they haven't been able to piece together the city's history because there's so much that's missing. And that's why the real mystery of Teotihuacan is not the pyramids or the palaces or even the art. It's the people. Who were the people of Teotihuacan, and where did they go? If you want to learn more about this fascinating city, stay tuned for more information. Thanks for watching.